Are you the greatest coach, course creator, consultant that your customers never heard of? That's a problem. Find out how to fix that on this episode of ASTV. I'm the greatest star that you've never heard of. Literally what my shirt says. Who knows what that's a quote from? Play the Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. Funny girl! Ding, 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 ding! Whoever, you got that right. All right, so if you are the greatest coach, course creator, consultant, sales rep that your customers never heard of, you got a problem. Because if they don't know you, it's impossible. They cannot buy from you. Full stop, done. It's impossible. Think about it. If I don't know that you are selling me this amazing brand of red Solo cups, because I'm a redneck. Yes, I know. I'm not a redneck. Actually, I don't own that. Kendrick 2.0 doesn't claim that. I may be Southern. I may have a twang, but I'm not a redneck. However, I am drinking out of a red Solo cup. Thank you, Toby Keith. So, if these are the best red Solo cups in the world, and when you drink out of them, something incredible happens. I don't know what, but you've never heard of them. How can you buy from them? I'm drinking some good old sweet tea, though. Oh, let me stretch. Joe Malone, Red Roses. No, I am not affiliated with Joe Malone. I'd love to be, though. So Joe Malone, Red Roses, I didn't know it existed. And then I went to a mastermind, a free mastermind with, gosh, this was years ago. Brooke Castillo, Tanya Lee, Angela Loria, Jenny Shee, and I went to like a cabin in Utah. And Angela Loria smelled so freaking good. And I was like, I know this is weird, but what is that? And she was like, Red Roses. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, Joe Malone Red Roses. So now, I buy Joe Malone Red Roses all the time. The candles, the diffusers, and the perfume. But before I knew Joe Malone Red Roses existed, couldn't buy it. Joe Malone could have been the best perfumer, whatever that's called, that I'd never heard of. And that is my scent. Like, I freaking love it. So we have a problem. If you're the greatest coach, course creator, consultant that your customers never heard of. So what do you need to do? What's your problem? We got to find your light. Oh, yes, it's all about theater here today, theater references. So you may have heard me say this before, and I have to give my daughter credit for this because this was her idea. But I was sitting in New York City watching Funny Girl. Ramin Karamelou's in it. It's amazing. Julie Benko. And I thought about this. As I watched the stars find their light. And yes, they have a mark they're supposed to hit. But lighting can change, right? Lighting can move. And so you have to find your light. You have to move with it, even no matter how many times you practice. And I thought about you and I thought about me. I was like, this is it. And Hallianna, I'll tell you what I mean by it. Hallianna and I were talking about it, and she said, Mom, think about it. In the theater, the people in the shadows we don't see. We don't see their faces. We don't even know they exist. They have to find their light. We may or may not have been watching a little TikTok action with Aaron Tveit last night from Moulin Rouge. And somebody had a scene from a bootleg where Aaron was in the right spot, but his face was blown out. Like, you couldn't see him. Now, nobody knew that this was being recorded. I'm sure you could see him in person, but you got to find the right light, right? It's about not blending into the shadows, and it's about not overdoing it. So people are like, whoa, that's a lot. Unless your personality is a lot like mine. But the good news is you don't have to be like me. So what does find your light mean in terms of the online world? It means that you need to know how to go out and have customers know your name. You need to know how to go out and have customers aware that your business exists. You know, these are things that you've heard of, but quite frankly, most people don't teach these well. How many of you have an opt-in? Like literally, if you have an opt-in, put it in the chat. How many of you actually get new subscribers with your opt-in regularly? How many of you actually see your list growing with your opt-in? How many of you have ever done a webinar, a challenge, a video series? Did it convert? How many of you have ever launched something? Did you hit your numbers? You see, those are the tools that allow you to find your light, that allow you to be the greatest star, but actually be heard of. So, last year, I went back through Authentic Selling Prep School and I re-recorded the whole lot. And I broke everything down into even more steps so that you're not wasting your time, so that you actually get customers, so that you're not blown out by your light, and so that you're not blending into the shadows, because if they don't know you, if they don't see you, they can't buy from you. So what Sales Prep School does is it allows you to finally understand how to make all that work you're doing convert into customers knowing your business exists. How to create relationships that allow customers to say, oh, yes, I want to buy from them. If they don't know you, they can't buy from you. You'll be the greatest coach, course creator, consultant that they've never heard of. And that's a sad place to be. It's not fun. I don't want that for you. You're here. So let's make, you know, I hear all the time, I'm incredible at what I do. I change lives. I help people get the job done. But I don't have enough customers. Great. Let's fix your lighting problem. Let's increase your visibility. That's exactly what you're going to learn to do inside of Sales Prep School. And you can get into Sales Prep School for less than $200. Don't take my word for it. Read the testimonials. Read what people say about Sales Prep School. As sure as my hair is red, you will make your investment back. And even better than that, you'll be able to find your light. You'll be able to actually have your opt-in or webinar or launch. You'll have people there. People will know your name. So instead of being the greatest whatever that the world has never heard of, you're going to be Alexander Hamilton. But the world's going to know my name, Alexander Hamilton, right? Like, think about this. How many of you have watched Hamilton? How many of you have heard of Hamilton? Prior to Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical of Hamilton, how many of you had heard of Hamilton? Right? I mean, we may have heard of him, but hell, we forgot him. We didn't know. I mean, everybody knows now. Everybody's heard of him at least, right? The world knows his name. So, don't be the greatest whatever that the world's never heard of. Get inside Sales Prep School. Find your light and find what works for you so your customers know your name. I believe in you and I believe in your business. Bye, y'all.